Okay. I'm here with my good friend Caroline Jordan of Caroline Jordan Fitness. She is amazing. I've been a big fan of Caroline's for years. She's been a mentor to me over the years, helping me understand more and more about the body and about the fitness business. So when I found out that she has written a book, this girl wrote a book, y'all, a book, Balanced Body Breakthrough. I wanted to sit down with her and make sure that you guys, A, knew where to get a copy, and B, what to expect. So Caroline, tell us a quick bit about your book.
Awesome. So if you're tired of feeling stressed, burnt out, and exhausted in your life, this is my wellness coaching guide to getting your mind, body, and spirit in great shape so that you can be fully present and live a life you love. It has everything you need to live an intentional, powerful life. We'll include all of the book purchase descriptions below in this video. And you'll definitely have to listen to our podcast to get a sneak peek on all the juicy good stuff that's inside.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, JJ. Bye.
Goals. My goal was to make Balanced Body Breakthrough a source of inspiration, information, encouragement, and support so that readers don't lose their health in their quest for success. The resources inside are real, tested, and ready to change someone's life. We're all human and we all get off track from time to time, but I hope that I've shown readers that there are many tools in their hands to help them get back on when they fall off, and that it is possible to keep your mind, body, and spirit in great shape so you can love your life.
Love it.
That's that.
So second question, what does a balanced body look like? Or what do you mean when you think of a balanced body?
So to be honest, I think wellness means something different to everyone, and we all have this different definition of what balance and a healthy body or a healthy life looks like. And I think it's really important to take the time to figure out what exactly that means for you. I think achieving wellness and work-life balance starts by defining what that term means in your own life so that you can work towards accomplishing that in your own world. We all want the energy to be present in our lives and do the things that we love. But I think my book helps the reader identify what is wellness to you and how can you take small actionable steps towards making that happen in your life and continue living by that definition of balance.
I love that. I love that you're giving people the opportunity to help define what that means for them. Because I think a lot of times as fitness professionals, people look to us to tell them what their body needs to look like, what they need to work on, and certain points that's true. They do need to know like what, maybe if we see a joint misaligned or we see them, doing something that might hurt themselves. But I love the fact that just knowing you and then hearing you talk, that it's about helping people find their sort of their own ethic about what they want their body to be able to look like and do. So I love that.
Well, and also, as a trainer or coach, you get people who want to follow a program. Just tell me, what to do to be healthy. But people don't take the time to figure out what makes you feel healthy, what activities do you enjoy. If you hate running, don't go run. If you how do you feel when you eat certain foods? How do you feel when you live a certain way and do certain activities? I think people don't go inside. They have to search inside themselves to figure out what health and balance feels like in their own lives. And no one can tell them that. They have to really figure it out for themselves. A coach can help guide them. And that's why the work that you do is so important, because no one's an island and we can't do it alone. And the job of a coach is so amazing because you get to collaborate with that person and helping them figure out their own balance and live by it and be accountable to it.
I love that. And I do a lot of nutrition coaching as well. And when people come and ask me, well, just tell me what diet I need to follow. I don't really believe in one particular diet versus the other. Science and research will also show and support that, besides that one diet really isn't better than another. It's more adherence to it. So what you're talking about, it rings true with a lot of what I say to people when asking me, like, well, should I eat this and should I eat that and should I be paleo or do I need to be vegan? And it's really helping to develop that person's own food ethic. What is ethical to you and your body? One person's ethic might be, to drink alcohol 3 to 5 times a week, and that's totally cool. And another person who's in recovery like me, my ethic is 0.
Yep.
And it's not immoral. It's just my own personal choice. So I like that you're giving your readers and your students the opportunity to like customize their own programs.
Yeah, self-responsibility and the power of choice are huge themes in the book. And the cool part is that as a coach, you get the opportunity to keep someone accountable to being responsible for their own health and wellness and doing the things they know they want to do to accomplish their own definition of balance.
Absolutely. So what do you think the biggest obstacles people face today to achieving that balance that you're talking about?
Well, I think it's really difficult to go against the grain and to search inside yourself because we live in an external focused world. And I'm really guilty of this too. I think this is why I try to practice a lot of like mindfulness and things that help me figure out is how I'm living and are my actions in line with how I want to live. And I think the biggest obstacle is that we live in a world telling us, you should be doing this to be healthy. You should be doing this to be successful. You should be doing this to live a great life, as opposed to providing us the opportunity to ask ourselves the bigger questions, like, are you doing what you need to be doing to be healthy? What does success mean to you? Are you living that in your own life? Are you happy? Do you find fulfillment in what you're doing with your life? Are you present for the things that you love? And I think the biggest obstacle is that we kind of get caught up in the rat race, and it's hard not to because, especially in San Francisco where we live, everyone's trying to be on Shark Tank or like make a lot of money or, look a certain way. And we forget that that's not really truly meaningful within ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the biggest obstacle is we live in a world that's like, go, 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 check everything off the box. And we're attached to our screens. We're over-connected to all of our tech, but we're under-connected to ourselves and our lives. So I think that's the biggest obstacle.
Absolutely. So what aha points do you think, or do you want your readers to most take away from your book?
So it's a coaching guide. So my hope is that Balanced Body Breakthrough allows readers to continue to develop and live by their own definition of success so they can thrive not only in their work, but in their wellness and in their life. And I think that all of us can make change and progress when we stop complaining and blaming and start engaging ourselves and addressing our wellness as the secret to our success. When we build a powerful support community of like-minded friends, colleagues, and a coach, when we embark on learning all we need to know to transform, and when we commit our body and soul to making lives better for ourselves and others. So I think that Balanced Body Breakthrough allows people to address burnout before it happens and move towards a new way of operating in the world that allows them to thrive.
For our listeners, those are my cats in the background. They're very passionate about this book, so they're exercising. If you hear background noise, I love that as well because I think one of the biggest challenges that a coach faces in any fitness professional, whether you work with a client one-on-one or in a group atmosphere, is people think what I'm going to get done or what I need to do, I need to be able to do it in 45 minutes a day and then completely shut off and go back to slumping over a desk or just forget about everything. And I do hear a lot and have to work with clients to taking ownership of their bodies. We spend, hours of the day balancing checkbooks and spreadsheets and all of these other things, but we don't want to spend 15 minutes to think about what we're going to put in our bodies. Mm-hmm. So, I've had the opportunity to flip through your book and get a little sneak peek, and I know that there's going to be lots of good practical tips for helping people, take these big themes that we're talking about today and then actually like, okay, but how do I put, foot to pavement and rubber to road to get that done? So
I think, it's about being mindful. Like, how are you living in your life? Because again, if you're focused on spreadsheets or, just moving through the actions without any intention behind it, without any presence behind it, you're not mindful of how you're living. You're not really engaged fully in your life, and you're not making choices that are intentional. And so it is about being mindful of how your body feels, about how you're moving through your world and the choices that you're making. So it really is about mindful living.
I love it. Before we move on from the book, when is it coming out?
Oh my gosh, so
and
exciting.
How do we get it?
So you can purchase it on Amazon, which is awesome. So Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and then there's an Inkshares link that I'll be giving to you for the bottom of this podcast, so make sure to check the description. October 18th is the official published date.
Excellent.
Super stoked, and we're throwing a huge party at Equinox Market Street, so join us October 18th, 5 to 8 p.m.
Excellent. So, last question, what's next for Caroline Jordan Fitness?
So I believe that the wellness revolution is happening, and that I'm a part of that. And I am joining thought leaders like Ariana Huffington and Chade Ming Tan and all the coaches and fitness professionals that are helping people understand there's a better way to live and that we deserve to discover it. That it's not this rat race to the finish, that we don't have to have our face attached to a screen or live our lives through our email, that we actually can be present and feel good and be healthy within ourselves and within our world. And I think that, if you don't have time for the things that matter, it's time to stop doing the things that don't. And I really hope that this book can help people investigate a little bit into their lives and into themselves to make sure that they have time for the things that matter, including themselves, to fall more in love with their health, their life, and in living in a way that makes them really happy.
That's my favorite thing we've said today. I want to say it one more time, make sure I get it right. If you don't have time for the things that matter, it's time to get rid of some of the things that don't.
Yep,
that's it.
Yeah.
If you people get nothing
biggest
else,
takeaway.
buy this book.
Yeah, because we live in a world where things feel urgent, but they're not important. Yeah. I mean, we answer our emails like it's just crack, and it's unfortunate because we have this sense of urgency, and that causes more stress and burnout. And in reality, we're losing touch with the things that really matter in our lives, including our own health and wellness. So I think it is important to make time for those things that we value and that make our lives full, not just filled.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I can't wait for
people
to be able to get your book.
I'm excited. Thank you, JJ.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
All right. Bye, everybody.